What's up? Welcome back. I'm John Stark from MacMovieGuy.com. Your favorite blind film critic and John Heater and Billy Zane had the audacity to do a second movie in 2025 together. This is Tapawingo. I already have a review up for Waltzing with Brando. I was not a fan. I really don't care how many other critics are fans or who was willing to give that movie a pass. Not a fan. And it starred John Heater and Billy Zane. This movie more just stars John Heater and Billy Zane happens to be in it, sort of along with Gina Gershon. Um, I did not know. I just get screeners, man. People are like, "Ooh, did you like to screen this?" And I'm like, fuck yeah, whatever. Uh, so I clicked on Tapawingo, and I was like, I don't know what this is. I didn't even look up the cast, like, because it doesn't usually tell you. It's like, we'd like to share the screener with you. Click here. Great. Um, and I got vibes. Like, I was watching the movie, and I was like, man, this is somebody is like trying to do Napoleon Dynamite in 2025. And I looked it up. It's fucking John here. Of course. At least if you're gonna do Napoleon Dynamite, do Napoleon Dynamite with Napoleon Dynamite, you know? This feels like it's a spiritual sequel to Napoleon Dynamite. Like, if you've been waiting for a Napoleon Dynamite 2, this is as close as you're gonna get. Um, yeah, it does kind of rip off the plot of an Owen Wilson movie, Drillbit Taylor, a little bit, but but no, it has the Napoleon Dynamite sort of approach where he's kind of quirky and offbeat and a little bit of a weirdo, you know, like a little bit of social outcast, so to speak, cool in his own way, you know, that kind of whatever it was that Napoleon Dynamite flavor. He's got that working for him here, where he doesn't quite fit into the world that's in around him, and he gets hired to protect this younger, like high school kid from bullies, and then it gets into this like crazy plot where they're trying to protect this kid, and there's like a I don't know, there's this girl who might actually like John here. It follows so closely to like the structure of Napoleon Dynamite. Like, somebody is really trying to recreate the magic of Napoleon Dynamite. And I think the people who will appreciate this film will be the people who for years now have been wanting a Napoleon Dynamite sequel. They really loved the little animated show that they did. And they're like, when am I gonna get my Napoleon Dynamite sequel? Now. It's called Tapawingo, and while it's not officially the same character, it's the same character. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't look exactly the same. He doesn't have. I didn't get this film with audio description, but somebody's trying really hard here to have a very similar vibe. I don't think they quite pull it off, but man, I was sitting there for a while just going, oh god, this feels like Napoleon Dynamite. Man, it feels like whoever this is doing Napoleon Dynamite. God, this feels, you know. Then I found out it was John Heater, and everything just made sense. So, yeah, you know, I mean, he's grown up, living at home with his mom, doesn't really have he's kind of aimless, doesn't really have a job. Again, this is like Drillbit Taylor, if you've seen that with Owen Wilson. I'm not going to say this is like a revolutionary original concept, but it's like Drillbit Taylor if Jared Hess had made that, and the guy and Napoleon Dynamite and those people. I think the only thing they possibly could have done with this film is go for the full gambit and bring in the other Napoleon Dynamite cast members and just have them all in different roles and be like, well, it's a spiritual sequel because we all came back for this, even though we're not together, you know, even though we're not the same roles, we're all still here. Instead of, I don't know, picking up Billy Zane, Gina Gershon, and John Ratzenberger because they said yes. So I'm not going to say this is the greatest movie of mankind. And depending on how much you like Napoleon Dynamite, still, in this day and age, will depend on how much you like this movie. Because if you've never seen it before, it's a weird, quirky thing that I think might stand on its own to some people, but if you've seen Napoleon Dynamite before, it's gonna be screaming at you. There's no way you're not gonna think of this when you're watching it. So, Tapawingo, which is like the name of a park, by the way, in the movie. It's a weird title to remember. I'm never gonna remember that. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I wish it had audio description. I think that would make it funnier. I don't know how, because Napoleon Dynamite back in the day was a very visual film for me. Just in the way that Napoleon looked, the way the film was shot. There are a lot of things that if you don't translate that through audio description, I don't know that the film is as funny as it is people's hairstyles, costume choices, and everything. It was very specific. And if this is the same way, then it's possible that we're leaving a lot on the table by not having audio description. But considering all the stuff that John Heater has done recently, it's the first time he hasn't pissed me off in a while. And I kind of want to greenlight that and send him back down this path. He was fucking terrible in Waltzing with Brando. I tell that to his face, you are awful in this movie, sir. I do not know what has happened to your career and what has led you to this point, but you were terrible in that movie. Here, he's starting to remember that he's got his start in comedy, and he's headed back there. I used to like a lot of his post-Napoleon Dynamite stuff. Maybe like it wasn't like the most amazing comedies, like legendary, like The Benchwarmers and School for Scoundrels and stuff like that, but I did like them. And I don't know what happened to him. And so I wish him the best of luck here, and I'm going to give this a slight... I'm going to give this a slight fresh. I wish it had audio description and it would help me a little bit more. This is basically like right down the middle for me where I could go either direction with it. And I'm going to be optimistic about John Heater's future and the fact that this is really brilliant casting for him. And if anything, if this film is at all successful, maybe it'll go to show him where he should be getting cast again. And so he's not doing stuff like Waltzing with Brando that he has no business being in, because he does not have that character depth to him. It's not his character. So this is him. This is his style. This is why he's famous. If you like Napoleon Dynamite, you'll like this. Probably. Or you'll be annoyed by it because it's so close to Napoleon Dynamite. I don't know. One of those two things. Anyway, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. And it's going to scrape by with a fresh. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And I'll see you guys on the other side.